This is Deducter, continuing to play through with the Ranger, going from floor 4 to floor 5. Just before going down, usually a good idea to double check armor is equipped, the heavy pistol is fully loaded, and looks like all the checks passed, so it's time to go on to floor 5. Okay, on this floor we have a skeletal human. These, unless you can basically kill them in one hit in melee, you should kill them from range, because they have a weapon that heals them when it hits you, kind of like specters, which is a bit of a problem with Ranger because she's not super accurate with her heavy pistol. Okay, once it gets down to bleeding, then you can just kill it with the SAR. I want to be absolutely sure and not just use a tail swipe. Ooh, I got a knife from it. Very nice. Just want to make sure both containers are real. Might as well check the desk first. Knife is actually not the best. Check the info on the tail swipe. This thing has 5 damage and 5 penetration. Knife, I guess, has 20 penetration, which is a little better, but I think Makosa Clum has almost no armor anyway, so doesn't make a big difference. 97% to open this ammo crate. Beautiful. Alright, pistol rounds, rifle rounds, and this 17 high caliber rounds, these come from the bonus ammo drop. This is what I was alluding to in my previous video, where the game will, when you're opening one of these containers and one of the red ammo containers, it'll check your inventory for ranged weapons, weapons that use ammunition. Then it'll check your foraging, and if your foraging is high enough, it'll roll a dice, and if that dice passes the check, you get a small amount of an extra ammunition. If you had, say, an auto pistol and a heavy pistol, if you drop the auto pistol, then it will only check for the heavy pistol, and you can exclusively get high caliber rounds as a bonus ammo. And you can do it vice versa if you really want a pistol ammunition. So, just a little trick to keep in mind. I almost always use this trick, just because I can't stop doing it because I love it so much. That way you can select for exactly the type of bonus ammunition you want. You don't always get extra ammunition out of a container. Sometimes you don't pass that foraging check, so not too much to be done about that. And so you want to don't get your expectations up too high. It does make a difference in the long run, I feel. Just takes like 10 ammo containers to really notice the difference. Here we have the first security station. Level 1 disease is low enough that I don't worry about it. Security station can contain good stuff. Very good stuff. Let us see if I can find a shiny new weapon locker, or maybe an ammo locker in here. Security stations almost always have robots. It's usually a good idea to have your armor equipped, and I don't have to do it just yet. Ooh. Small protean snuck up on me. I should have a level up heal ready to go. Beautiful. Let's see what's in here.
I like that.
Okay. There's at least something worthwhile, just judging from the red ammo container. This is clearly a room that we should clear. I don't know how many more robots are in here, so I'm going to do this. There's at least one more robot. There may have been more. I was willing to take that risk, perhaps a bit foolish, but I would prefer to kill these robots via SAR, if possible. Just because it saves me some ammunition. Don't forget to reload often, as the Ranger.
Frozen hell.
Okay, this will lure any other robots forward. I'm going to keep my armor on. It does reduce the damage if the container explodes, but it didn't explode. And there is an extra 20 high caliber rounds. I'm pretty sure that's from the bonus drop. So if there are any other robots on this level, they should come over here. I'm going to wait here for a couple turns. Okay, I hear at least 2 robots. Just gonna see. Okay, there's one. This type of robot shoots a laser beam at you. don't want to take off my armor because there's a second robot coming. If it were just that robot by itself, I would take off my impact armor since these can really hurt armor. Okay, element X. That type of robot, the medium security bot, has an auto rifle and, interestingly enough, a vibro blade. Whereas the the stronger counterparts, Mark II and Mark III, they have stronger ranged weapons but weaker melee weapon. So with this robot, what I like to do is fight it from range equals 3. That way, it can't attack me in melee, and if it attacks me with his ranged weapon, it tends to miss because it's pretty close, and I have my impact armor equipped. You can see this is working out great. One thing to note about the impact armor, if you read the description, it says here, impact armor is padded anti-kinetic armor made from smart materials that stiffen to bleed off energy from any high-speed projectile impact. This means this armor, even though it says armor 50, is actually much, much higher against ballistic weapons. I think it's close to 100 against ballistic. It's probably not that good. It's probably more like 80 or something like that against ballistic weapons. So it's a huge performance boost. If you read the text for a lot of the items in the game, they can sometimes give you surprising information. So I urge you to read the flavor text because it's usually not just flavor text. There's usually some clue. Once the robot is down to sparking, I can just unequip my armor and hack it to death. Okay, here is a redact row. I'm going to use the song. Redact rows can actually hurt you quite a bit if you don't have armor equipped. This bat, just gonna use the tail swipe to finish off this night terror. It's draining all my psi, but that's okay. Psi isn't super important early on.
I'll fill this pit with corpses.
Extra bindings are nice though. You want to kill the large virus, only for the experience. Here a hiver. Giant mitochondria, always nice. Okay, what is that? Decreased health, not a good trap. There's a hiver. I lured the hiver out of the room. Let me just check my health, 27. That should be enough to survive a single hit from it, but I can't remember what the upper range of its damage is. So I'm going to be safe and level up. 3 more points into might. Then I will put some more points into resistance, some more points into telekinesis. Lockpick is just a solid choice still. Blade is still a solid choice. Looks good. I might want to even level up foraging a bit more. And I got a chitin off that hiver. Very nice find. 3 chitins and a composite cloth plus a binding makes a chitin plate armor. Probably the most accessible high-end armor for the target, just because you'll almost always find the ingredients to craft it. You just gotta pass the check, which is a pretty high check. Not having much luck with the good containers so far. Not able to access the damage lockers, unfortunately. I found 3 anti-venom from this medical container locker, though. That's really nice. Anti-venom being one of the more useful finds for the ranger, because she doesn't have any way of getting rid of poison early on. And even though you can get her might to pretty high,
save a place for me in hell.
If you get something like level 6 or level 9 poison, it can still be really brutal. Reflex micro furnace, it's too much of an engineering only item. I'm just gonna ditch it. But let's check out what this yellow mutation serum does. Brain drain. Wow, that's unfortunate. I was really hoping for the health boost serum. If I can find that on floor 5, that's a huge boost. Especially for the ranger, who gets relatively little health per level. You can see she's at level 6, but she only has 160 health. That's pretty low. Especially for a combat class, she doesn't really have psi to rely on. It's all combat and maybe like a small amount of psi, but this is pretty low. So her weakness is if she gets too much damage piled on her at once, it's very hard for her to deal with it. I'm using my SAR on this robot because they tend to damage armor. I didn't want to unequip it,
Shadow watches
so
over
I just
me
wanted to kill
today.
it as fast as possible. Okay, let's see. Generally not a good idea to take off armor early on a floor.
Lost a scale that time.
Let's see, what does this charge hub do? It can recharge my scan and analyzer a bit, but really, I'm just doing this for the computer points. Getting computer up is really helpful since that allows you to access repair stations more regularly and gets you into armor lockers. I don't want to test this trap because it could be teleport trap. You know what? I'm willing to take the risk. It's early on. You probably shouldn't try this at home. Okay, it's an increased health trap. The danger is that it's a teleport trap and that it will teleport me somewhere where I have no items in my inventory, which would be a monumental disaster. Get lucky. It's just an increased health trap. Alright, let's see. Protean. I'm actually going to position myself here. Ah, I was trying to be too clever. Okay. And then it's time to kill the Protean with the tail swipe or punch.
Oh.
Sometimes you punch if I only want to target a single enemy. It can be safer overall to use punch as opposed to tail swipe to avoid triggering wormhole traps. I'm going to go south first. And there is a Zool pup, which I will kill with my sword. These are very dangerous enemies because of how much damage they
Save a
can do.
place for me in hell.
I just like to use the SAR and avoid using the tail swipe unless it's down to injured. This room looks pretty good. There are at least 2 good containers, although one of these may be an adaptoid. 2 enlarged viruses, just worth using the SAR on. Hell, even one of those enemies is worth using the SAR on. Level 3 disease, not going to bother me too much anymore because of my 70 might. And if it does get out of control somehow, moving here to make sure it's real. Okay. Let's see. I want to unlock this container first. It could have like hiver multitool or something, but although in hindsight I probably should have done the 99% first since that would have boosted the chance to 72%. Oh well. That's okay. Another knife. Huh. I don't really need this. 36 shotgun shells. Amazing if I can find a shotgun. Otherwise, not really very useful. There are new recipes with, I think, the Mercenary DLC that allows you to convert between ammunition types. Those are not really that easy recipes to access, I think, because they require fairly high mechanical checks. And they require some ingredients that, while not super rare,
Not the tail.
are not, like, super common either. Let's see. This is real. Okay, that's... trying to just retreat. I do that a lot as the ranger, just to try to make sure I don't fight too many enemies at once. I'm trying to think here. I definitely want to put on my armor first. So let me go check out this security station. Just going to use the SAR here at least once because I want to check out the security station.
Brilliant as ever.
Yeah, I could do with luring that robot out. What to do about the medium Protean? I can kill it. There don't seem to be too many enemies on this floor that are moving about anymore. I've killed off a decent number of them. These enemies are really good experience early on. Although they do quite a bit of damage when you taking your time to melee them. Let's see. That is a Revenant. I don't remember much about this enemy, so I'm going to go check my SOTS decks for it. Revenant. attacks per moment 2, move speed of 2. Could be dangerous. Better just shoot it with the gun at least once. Better shoot it with the gun the second time. Okay, now I can finish it off with the SAR. Zool Pup. Okay, let's see. I should probably have put on my armor first in case this like triggers the robots. Don't poison, don't poison. Okay, good. Beautiful. Now I can finish off this maintenance spot at my leisure. I'm pretty low on health. Lower than I would like. Ooh, teleport trap. That could have been very unfortunate. I know that this type of trap is a good trap. The pink traps. Although sometimes colors are reused. Oh, now we find the lab. Making improvised lockpick 94%, but these are so helpful early on getting into those containers. I'm going to reserve these only for the weapons locker. Otherwise, I'm just going to use the lab to level up my electronics. I'm not going to be making too much. The one other thing is, like, there is a trade-off between using the razor teeth for improvised lockpicks. Because the one other thing you can use them for is to make a repair kit, a sharpening kit, and you can use the sharpening kit on your SAR. But it's really a trade-off you have to think about. Let's see, I'm trying to. Oh, I can't. Used to be you could use these items and it would take away a charge. This is probably a positive change, so can't really complain too much. Let's see. I've explored all the floor. This is clearly not a teleport trap. Side drain trap, not going to bother me. Not only am I close to leveling, but I don't really have anything to use my Scion. This is absolutely devastating for a Scion or a Seeker. One of the reasons why with those classes you want to be very, very careful when testing traps. Ouch! Okay. It's time to beat a hasty retreat until I can put on my armor. Good thing the robot missed, otherwise I wouldn't have died, but I would have taken quite a bit of damage. Alright. Okay. You know what? I'm going to... This is the great thing about the Ranger, you can just abuse positioning. Ugh. Probably should have taken off my armor, but I was very low on health. Didn't want to risk it. Stasis pantry cannot open. That's okay. As soon as I kill the robot, I will level. Or as soon as I decrypt this message, or open this desk and decrypt a message, I'll level. Also a great result. Now I can kill the robot very easily with the SAR immediately. And it's time to level up again. Next, I like to get finesse up to 65. There are a couple weapons that check 65 finesse. Plus, at 65 finesse, if you get poisoned or high-level disease, it won't screw up your ability to use a laser carbine. So, lockpick some more. Resistance, telekinesis. Wow, these points are just really going up. Blade, some more. Can't hurt. I'm at 56 in blade. Very nice. It'll be time to get computer up a bit soon. I like to save my bypass circuits either for damaged lab, because repairing one of those can give me a ton of electronic skill points, or for something really critical later on. I don't think getting this repair station fixed right now makes much of a difference, since I'm not likely to use it. Ugh. You can see the SAR hit the pillar there. That was a mistake. I should have just used the tail swipe. But that's alright. Again, this type of robot, I like to get within range equals 3. Have my impact armor on. And that worked great. Even 1% chances are worth taking as the ranger just for a chance to skill up, as happened there. So, I mean, my food bar may be low, but I have so much food in my inventory. Beta key, that's not going to be very useful for now. I am not going to use the lockpick here, because I consider it far more valuable to save those for the weapons locker as opposed to the ammo locker. And this dropped 48 pistol rounds, not super useful since I don't have a pistol, but maybe I find one soon. Just gonna kill the Makose with tail swipe. Check out this tool chest. These, if you can pass the foraging checks, usually drop some nice stuff, but you need really high foraging to access them consistently. Side drain and recharge trap. There's a health charge trap, but that's okay. Don't really need it. Let's see. I will eat my food pellets. Not too much else to do with them. Heavy pistol is loaded. It's time to go on to floor 7. Okay, the decor changed, but not the music. Virus. Disease me. Not gonna bother me too much. Maybe I'll just hit it from here. You are still more accurate with your blade weapons when you attack directly on the square.
Abomination.
Let's see. Okay, I can work with this. Kosei clumps can do pretty good damage. I like to just use the SAR to make sure they die quickly. It can sometimes be a good idea with the rangers to just wait around the entrance area to see if any dangerous enemies show up or patrol around. Just because you have so much food that you can afford to do this. Let's see, this is real, but I don't know if this is real. It is real. So, remembering my own advice, I'm going to try to level up my Mechanico a bit first, and then access the locker. And I find an energy system tuner not super useful right now, but could come in handy later. Don't need my armor equipped.
Lost a scale that
Kill
time.
this maintenance bot with my tail swipe. Let's see. Door trap. Could be a teleport trap. I'm not gonna risk it. Gonna kill the scorpion with my tail swipe. Okay. That sound is the sound of a Jaeger. Jaegers, if you don't have your impact armor equipped, do crazy amounts of damage. It can often be a good idea to just re-equip your armor upstairs, but since I know the Jaegers around this area, and they have a move of 2, I can equip my impact armor in time, since impact armor has equip time of 3. Let's see, 2 Jaegers? Boy, this is going to be a problem. I might have to use quite a bit of instant healing. One other weakness with the Ranger that is not immediately obvious is no grenades. So no quick way to deal with super dangerous enemies. I'm going to attack from the optimal range of my heavy pistol, which is 3. They also have heavy pistols equipped, so you're going to do a lot of damage to me, but can't be avoided. No, go away. Oh man, 2 of them line up like that. It's just too tempting. Use the SAR. Okay, 1 down. Use my SAR on that. No, please go away. Wow, good thing the Jaegers derped quite a bit. I got very lucky there when they attacked the way they did. So a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck. Great result. Kill 2 Jaegers. They give a lot of experience, especially early on.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
This room doesn't seem to have much. Security station, that's very unfortunate. The Makose clump is by far the more dangerous enemy. So I'm going to kill it first with the SAR, then use my tail swipe to finish off this large virus. Then there is a scavenger bot. So these you want to kill with your SAR because they are the worst enemies.
Need
They
better
steal
armor.
stuff from you.
I'll fill this pit with corpses.
After they die, the radioactive bats are not much of a challenge. Let's see. I guess that trap could still be a teleport trap. I don't know what's down there, so I'm not going to test it just yet.
I live, you die. As it
I'm
should
pretty
be.
low on health. So, with a lot of classes, you don't really want to be rest healing early on unless you can get the full benefit. With the Ranger, however, I feel like that's okay, just because she has so much.
I am the blood in the vein.
So
flowing.
much food to begin with. Although I probably shouldn't use the bed, because I don't want to waste food. Okay, so the reason why I'm not using the bed there is because if I were to use the bed, I would probably overheal or over-rest to restore my Scion. Even though I have lots of food, I don't want to do that. I always think over-resting is just a total waste of resources, and I hate doing it. Perhaps a little irrationally. At least early on. Later on, it ceases to matter that much. Once you have so much food that it really doesn't matter. Right now, it still matters a bit. I'm gonna go check out this room over here. The storage room. Could be something good in here. And at the very least, I can lock myself in and rest up here. Hiver multitool! Amazing find! This is one of the best finds I feel early on. Next, I am going to... Let's see, can I die? I could actually die from accessing this container. So I'm just going to rest heal now. Often during rest healing, I like to re-examine my inventory. Let's see. Flèche rounds, energy cells, Terran medkit. Is there anything interesting I can do to combine my inventory or anything, or any critical ingredients that I would really like to find? Well, I could make some aggressive antibiotics, probably worth it if I could find a cooker. Haven't found a cooker yet, that's pretty unusual. I have a sauce which I could eat. Sometimes, especially on the characters that get much more hungry, I like to keep at least one sauce switch in reserve in case I run across a 40 copier. With the Ranger, I mean, it's not really any point in copying the sauce switch. I honestly wouldn't even know what to copy. Maybe like the chitin for earlier chitin plate armor or something. Or maybe a bindings, although that's kind of silly too. Okay, fully rested. So let us see what is in this locker. And I get frag grenades, 2 of them, and some extra ammunition. Beautiful. Great find. 2 frag grenades will solve that problem where I have a weak AoE. So, very, very good find. Now I'm just going to finish off this Protean with my tail swipe.
Save a place for me in hell.
I find one of the most useful items early on, exotic proteins, because they can be used to make hum gum. And hum gum cures fear. And fear is one of the easiest ways to die early game. So, well, it's hum gum is from sonic nodules plus exotic proteins. Usually the exotic proteins are a bit harder to find, at least early on. Later on, it's definitely the other way around. Oh boy, is this the first Arbuda? Yeah! Arbuda sapiens, everyone's favorite enemy. Fortunately, this Arbuda seems stuck trying to get into this medical area, which is great for me. Because I get to close the door on it repeatedly. And kill it that way. Oh, Tesseract well. Sometimes worth, is it really worth Hiver multitool? Not really. I mean, I'm not desperate for storage space. I'm also not desperate for repairs. All my stuff is really good, so I didn't use Hiver multitool on the repair station either. I could have sworn I heard a crazed human Yeah, I hear something. Oh, there's a crazy human. These are always worth killing for their grenade drops early on. They're also so weak that, if possible, I even prefer to kill them with my tail
Lost the
swipe.
scale that time.
No grenades, though. Often I would use hiver multitool on these, but with the ranger, I'm just not worried about food. So that's okay. If at any point I actually run low on food, I will deal with that appropriately by not dilly-dallying so much. No such luck opening the cage. Alright, well, I think this is a good stopping point on floor 7. So thank you for watching. Until next time.